Hello, Windows enthusiasts. Welcome to the first episode of the series, the CFCS and STUG WinSIG Spotlight. Your host is Huey Poplock. We are looking into the world of seamless virtual collaboration using Windows features. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting started, stick around. I promise you'll learn something new. Today's topic is ways to make the most of God mode on Windows from makeuseof.com.
3 ways to make the most out of the God mode on Windows 10. And that's this article. Let's make it bigger. Now I can make it full screen, but the reason I don't, somebody always suggests, why don't you make it full screen? Sometimes I need to get to the desktop and it just makes it easier to do it that way. On Windows 10 and 11, God mode refers to a system shortcut that shows you a vast list of control panel items. And while it's a huge list of over 200 system options, it can be daunting to look through. Having it around is a good idea in case you need it. As such, there are 3 ways to customize it or to make it even better. But how do you get it? Well, if you haven't turned it on yet, you can enable God mode by creating a folder on your desktop and then you rename it. So I'm going to take this from the article and I highlight it. Again, I do a Control-C to copy it, or I could right mouse click and copy, but I've already done it. Then you go to your desktop, and in a clear space, go to New, and come up here to Folder. Click Folder, and then in this box, it's already highlighted, but if it's not, if you've already clicked outside of it, highlight the title, and then just do a paste, and paste that line that was in that article, and then click outside the box, and then you will see you'll have an icon for God mode, and if you double click it, it opens up God mode. And this is what it looks like. And let's go back to the article. So we now have enabled it. We know how to get to it. The folder will transform into a shortcut file, which is what we just did. If you open it, you'll see a list of every single control panel setting available. And there are a lot of them. As some components are unmaintained and can cause inconsistencies in your system. Try to only change settings you're familiar with, or don't change any. So that's a warning. Getting the most out of the God mode for Windows 10, you can cut down on clicks to access the control panel. One of the immediate benefits of the system shortcut is being able to quickly open a searchable list of control panel terms from anywhere on your system. Pin this to your quick access or start menu to eliminate unnecessary clicks to access your most important features. Spread handy shortcuts around your system. Every item listed in God mode is a shortcut by itself. As such, you can drag these individual items anywhere in your system to create useful shortcuts for frequently used features. So you can just drag one of them off to the side. It becomes a shortcut for that particular item. And you can also customize it. The folder can be rearranged and organized like any other folder in Windows. You can change the view settings and the order of the icons, or even hide entire categories. And accessing Windows easier with God mode becomes a lot easier to customize and configure when all of the settings are tidy in a searchable list. So that's the God mode. Again, let's go back and let's look at it. So let's see if I can find one that changed the default printer. Okay, I can take this, just drop it over here. And bingo, now, as you can see, and let me minimize this, I now have a shortcut to get to that particular item. So you can take any one of these, and it doesn't take it off the list. It just creates a shortcut for it. If you want, you'll see that devices and printers, that's got a down arrow. If we click this, they all go away and they aren't shown. And it tells you that there's 12 items in that list. I want to look at them again. There they are. So that's God mode, everything from autoplay, BitLocker, drives and printers, ease of access center, file history, restore your files with file history, say backup copies of your files with file history, some things on fonts, indexing, internet options, and so on. Mouse, how the mouse pointer looks. So if you want to click that, it brings this up. You notice I've got a red arrow and it's large, and I do it from this box. And so you can change the same thing just from this without going into your setup or your settings button and then trying to find it. They're all right here. Questions, comments?
How do you get to God mode?
You create a folder on your desktop. Okay, so I deleted the one that was there. I right mouse click and just go to new and folder. I've created a new folder. Now I got to find the God mode phrase that was in that article, and I have it. So all I do is Control V, take that, and I'll show you where that is again so you can copy it. And then I paste it in here, press enter, and it's now God mode, and you can click it and it opens it. Again, that article, this article, what I copied was right here. Copy this whole thing right here, and then paste it into the name, the folder name of a new folder, and that will become your God mode. I hope that answers your question. Jalen, you have your hand up.
Yeah, the only thing that happened when I try that, and I've tried it a couple of months ago and it didn't work, and I tried it again today and it didn't work. I get the notice that only certain characters are allowed in a folder name, so it's not letting me add, and I think it's the curly Q parenthesis that it's not letting me add in. So I can't paste it to my desktop.
And what version of Windows are you running?
Windows 10 Home.
Okay, I'm running Pro. Maybe that's, of course, I'm
Maybe
running
it's a Pro
11.
thing.
Yeah,
Maybe a Pro thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm
That's
running
possible.
11. And anyone else having a problem with that?
I have 10 home and I have no problem. I have God mode.
Yeah, I'm running Pro, and what I'm getting is an empty folder when I click on it.
Oh, don't click on it. You want to rename it to
I mean,
that.
after I rename it, and then I click to open it.
Sometimes what I do is let me share my remember to share my screen again. This is a trick I've learned and I use it a lot. Once I share my screen, I'm going to move this over a little bit. And what I always do is I open up Notepad. I put Notepad on my taskbar because I use it so much. In order to find Notepad, you come here, go to all apps, and there's Notepad. And it opened it up on my other screen. So let me slide it over. So I copy and paste things in a Notepad, copy them into Notepad, and then copy them again and paste them out. So now I have this right here. I'm going to copy it and then paste it. And that way it takes out any extraneous characters that might have been picked up when you do the copy. Then I take it from here, copy it again, or I can come to edit and copy, either one. And then paste it on my screen. Again, new folder, and it's got to go in here. So if I open this, it'll be an empty folder. So I got to make sure I change the, whoops, see what I mean? So let's go back. We'll come back here and I'm going to click once where the title is here to highlight it. And I can either hit backspace and so it's empty and then paste it, Control V, and then hit enter. Okay, there's already one there. So click a new folder with the number 2 on it. It clicked it again, and there it is.
Okay, my problem was my last bracket wasn't a curly one, and I fixed it, and it works.
Okay. And John, you might try that too. It might be picking up an extra character. Any other questions, comments? God mode is, if you know what you're doing, it's a useful tool.